Good morning, it's Gary McLaughlin here. Welcome to this Periscope. Welcome all my replay viewers. Focus Ed, how are you? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today we're going to be talking about 14 sponsoring tips to ensure effectivity and productivity in your downline. You can actually share this scope out with your friends. Swipe to the right for an iOS. Hey Joe, how are you? Good to see you. And you can follow me at Let's Get You Free, and you can also get my free boot camp at successwithgare.com. And you can good to see you as well too. And you can follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/meetgare. I appreciate you guys jumping in. Thank you very much for following. Thank you very, very much for to your followers as well too. So I actually wanted to give you guys a whole bunch of value this morning, and a whole bunch of value. One of the things that is probably paramount in anybody's home business is to be able to sponsor and recruit new reps. They're sponsoring, recruiting, and procurement. And, there's time-sucking ways of doing it, and there's actually, really intelligent ways to do this. After all, it's the lifeblood of your business. If you can get, quality people into your business, you can actually produce quality results, and you can leverage the power of teams. Because two things really count, is duplication and replication. And, how you can get this stuff to happen. It's usually starting with going out there and finding the right people to, that are a right fit for your opportunity. Not everybody is going to be the right person as well, too. So we've got a bunch of tips here that I want to share with you guys as well, too. So feel free to comment, tell me where you're from as well, too. And I appreciate all those hearts. Thank you very much for all those hearts, guys. These are things that I've learned over the years as well too. Free social media. Thank you very much for joining. My name is Gary McLaughlin again, and I'm here in Toronto, and it's a beautiful fall day. No snow yet, so it's all good. But, I'm going to give you 14 tips on sponsoring and recruiting, and we'll give you some bonus tips on how to leverage the power of the internet, and a 4-step system that I use to be able to actually recruit reps at will. Yesterday we had 840 leads. Colorado here, gorgeous, gorgeous day. That's always nice. We had yesterday over 800 leads come into my business, and I was working out. I was doing other things. I was visiting some people, some old friends of mine. One of my friends, it was their 40th birthday. But this stuff can all happen on autopilot when you know how to tap into this the right way. Okay, and the first thing is sponsor people that are your attitude level and above. Attitude level and above. How many times you get people in there that, I can't tell you how many times people have told me they've gotten people in and they just can't get them to duplicate, or they can't, get them to do what they want them to do. They can't get them to, continually to move forward. And it's a problem as well too, because a lot of people need, they need some guidance, but at the same time, it's focusing on the right people that are, willing to do what what's necessary to get the job done. Usually, finding what somebody's innermost desire is, and that's where you're always focusing on people at your attitude level and your social level and above. And it just means that people that have the ability to be able to pay for their auto ships, have the ability to be able to actually do that. Busy people are some of the best people to be able to go after, because busy people get things done. And people that have a serious why, like men my age, I'm 43, men my age that have kids, that are married, that may have the same problems that I had when I was in the corporate life. I was burning the candle at both ends. I was trading 70 to 80 hours a week for a 6-figure job. And it just wasn't conducive to my family life, my social life, and things like that. So I'm looking for people that are at a similar attitude level and above, and a social economic level and above. I'm not looking for people that are broke, that don't have that. And, unfortunately, that's where people are going to go in there. But just like every business, it requires money. Businesses require capital and overhead to start. And they need seed money. They need something to continue to manage their business on a daily basis. So you got to look for people that have that ability to do that. And here's another one. Sponsor people that you love, respect, and admire and want to be around. That is so much, truth right in there. Good job, bro. How are you? Thank you. Catherine Hubert, thank you very much. You know, that's a big thing as well too, is that when you're sponsoring people that you love and admire and you want to be around, it's a big thing. You know, I'm reading a lot about like leadership and stuff like that. One of my favorite authors, John C. Maxwell, and this is the book I'm reading right now. It's the 5 Levels of Leadership. I believe that, you know, leadership is probably one of the most important. It's a great book. It's one of the most important aspects inside of our business. It's all about, you know, teaching leaders to lead other people and teaching other teachers how to teach inside your business. That's the law of like duplication and replication. So it starts with finding people at your attitude level and above, but also people that are fun to be around, that you want to be around. Because if you're in business, you know, when I get into business, I'm looking for building solid relationships with people like that, because I realize that the time investment that I have in my business is going to go to those people. Thank you very much. And, you know, that's a big thing. And, you know, when you get people at your attitude level and above as well too, it's a big thing, because you can bring in an organization, you can create an organization that is built around complementary skill sets. When you have complementary skill sets, which means that you're bringing in people that sort of fill the gap of what your weaknesses are. If we can be honest with, you know, what our weaknesses are in our business and in life, we can actually sponsor people that complement that. And that's a big thing, because you can look for those people that sort of fit that attitude. And here's the other thing. Sponsor individuals, not titles, groups, or association. It's usually relationships that you want to build and foster. So don't sponsor somebody just because they're, you know, a doctor or a lawyer or this or that. Titles don't mean anything. Organization. I love having organized people on my team. Me too. You know, I'm pretty organized. I mean, obviously we all can be better and stuff like that. But imagine when you get people in there that can actually take some knowledge, they're open, they're teachable, and they're coachable. They can take knowledge and they can move it forward as well too, which is, you know, a big thing. They can, you know, take what they learned and apply it into their system. I teach a 3-step system. It's learn something, implement it, and teach it to others. Use a blog, use videos, whatever. And that's part of that thing. But you never sponsor people that have, you know, based on their titles, their associations, or the groups and things like that. We don't prejudge, we pre-qualify. We pre-qualify. Pre-qualifying is, you know, are these the right people? Learn it, implement it, teach it. That's right, Catherine. And it's that simple process that you can do that. Pre-qualify is always a big thing, because you can't prejudge people, but you can pre-qualify them. And there's a show that I used to watch, and I'll tell you in a minute. I'm just going to have a drink. But it was a show. It's called The Bering Sea Gold. It was one of those late night shows. It was a reality thing. And it's about these guys in the Yukon, and they've got these giant diggers. They go in these barges, and they go into the gravel. I love that show, too. They go into the gravel in the bottom of the sea, and they're in hopes to just dig up whatever they can, and they put it through this little filtering, like this big machine that they have on this barge that crushes these big rocks into smaller rocks into fine, fine powder, to be able to get ounces of gold that they can actually catch in this little carpet. So they're literally taking tons of stuff, and they're actually, you know, getting it down so that they can filter down to the gold. The same thing's got to happen in your system, where you can bring in people, you know, can be pre-qualified and followed up with and followed through using systems and automations online. And this is where you're not prejudging, you know, what somebody's status are. You know, because so many people make that mistake. They go, well, that person's probably not going to do it because they're too busy or this. You know, I have friends that are in my team that are doctors. And, you know, even doctors want to have a life. You know, you got to find the people's desires, and you can't sponsor based on the titles that they have. And then here's another thing. You sponsor one person at a time. You know, focus your effort on a person, qualify, and then get down to candidates. You know, we work on a rule of trying to get 2 new people into our business each and every day. So whatever we need to make that happen, you know, through our filtration process, through whatever we have to do, to get 2 new people, 2 new sales, whatever it is, into our business so that we can actually do that. And you're sponsoring a person. You're finding out individually what they want. I usually ask 3 questions. You know, what would you like to make? What would your life look like if you made that happen? And how much time and effort are you willing to do to make that happen? And that's really, you know, 3 questions that I use to help pre-qualify when people get to the stage where I can get on the phone with them, or I can be in a live Skype, or I can be in a live Hangout. They've already gone through a process that they've raised their hand and said, hey, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm not getting, you know, like I had yesterday, 800 plus leads come in. You know, there's a few people that emailed me and a couple people that I got on the phone and that I actually moved into my business. It's moving the masses to find the few and you know, filtering that. And then you're sponsoring one person at a time and working with them to be able to actually take, you know, initiative into their business and take ownership. And, you know, here's another one. Sponsor people within your sphere of influence and people that you know and know who you are. You know, you can always go into your warm market. And if you're building lists, like you should be, one of the biggest assets in your business is your email list or your, you know, your followers or whatever. But you should be looking at these people as your warm market, whether you've got 3,000 or 5,000 or maybe 50 Facebook friends, your Twitter followers, it's your email list. It's the people that are opening your emails, people that are subscribers on your blogs. These are all warm markets. Not just the people that we went to school with, not just the people that are in our family, but as you build influence and you build rapport through your network and through doing this in consistency daily, you're going to build a warm market. And you got to learn how to tap into that warm market. I did a bonus training with my buddy Clinton and a few other guys that was just showing them some stuff that I was doing inside my autoresponder that is like, you know, catapulting my conversion to a whole new level. And it's doing it with very small numbers as well too. But you got to get in there because those are the people that know you and that are ready. So, you know, when you can do that. Here's the other one. Sponsor people who are ambitious, trustworthy, hungry for success, willing to work, and willing to listen. Sponsor people who are trustworthy. Trustworthy. Listen, you want to do business with people you trust or people that are just sort of scammy and, you know, want to just take advantage of the systems. I'd want to, you know, people to trust it. I want people to trust me because, so in order for me to make that happen, I got to be honest with them, right? And, you know, you want to get people that are willing to work. And you want to get people that are willing to listen, remaining teachable and coachable, and, you know, people that are going to, you know, work with you and learn and grow at the same time. Not everybody's going to know, you know, what they need to know right off the bat. And here's another one. You want to sponsor people that are happy. There's no grumpy people ever allowed in any organization. You have to control the environment that you're in and the people that are surrounding you. You know, if you sponsor people that are always like, oh, you know, it's okay, you know, this is not a great day, really not the type of person, you know, you want to do in there. You want to have people that are, you know, happy as well too, right? Perry Talent joined. How are you? Just talking about 14 sponsoring tips to ensure productivity and efficiency in your downline. And you know what? You want to first, hello, Jeannie. Hello. Great to see you guys. My name is Gary. I'm here in Toronto, Canada. And I've been a scoper for about, I don't know, 5 months, 6 months, something like that. I'm not sure. But I, you know, this week, Winnipeg. Nice. Winnipeg. I love that. I've been to Winnipeg many times. Traveled all across Canada. Hitchhiked across it, actually, twice. Maybe? Twice. Yeah, twice. Edmonton, Alberta. Nice. I used to work out in the West Coast. I came here into Toronto to go to school. So, anyways, I'm a full-time dad, full-time online marketer, and I've been in the home business sector for many years. Barabi, nice to see you. Here's another thing, is that you want to sponsor prospects initially within driving distance of your home in order to support them. They still have that huge mall. Yes, me too. And that's the thing, is that you want to first initially sponsor people that you can connect with on a personal basis, and then, you know, using systems and automations, we've been able to sponsor people all around the world. And, you know, we manage these groups through memberships and different things like that that help us as well too. And, you know, it's a big deal when you can actually go outside of your sphere of influences. How are you doing that arrow thing? Which arrow thing? The arrow thing on, like, the hearts? I'm not sure what that is. Here's another one. you want to actually sponsor prospects who have a dream and are willing to do something about it. Here's an example. I was, a stressed out corporate drone. She posted a question with an arrow to my name. Oh, they're emojis. Actually, when you can tap on their comment, and you can go in, and your keyboard will sometimes have little smiley faces, and you can get emojis. You can put the emojis first, and then you can actually go back to the text and type in there. So sometimes when you're on Periscope, what you can do is you can copy and paste responses and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Yeah. It's a great way to connect as well, too, and everybody loves emojis, right? So here's the other thing, is that people want to have a dream. And as I was saying, it's like I was a stressed out corporate drone. But my friends call me the farming ninja because I grew up on a farm wanting to be a ninja. I've been doing martial arts my whole life. And, one of my passions was to train. And I left the corporate scene and opened up my own business, my own fitness and wellness business. It's actually called the Farming Ninja. And, I train and manage clients, but I do it because it's fun, keeps me in shape, and it's something I wanted to pass on to my children. And, it introduced me to home business, but I had this dream that I wanted to be free. And I read a book, it was called The 4-Hour Work Week. And it completely, radically changed the way that I could do things. Because, after all, I didn't need a job. I needed an income. So how did I do that? It's a great book, right? And when I realized that I needed an income, not a job, things started to change around, So, inside my boot camp, my free online boot camp, I show you how to make $100 a day easily using affiliate marketing. It's one of the tactics I use in all of our blogs. But for the last 7 years, I've been working online full-time from home and, get to work out all the time, 5 days a week, and, be a participant in my family's life. That was my dream. And to be able to, be a landlord and get properties and stuff like that. And that was what our dream is. And that's what we're doing, is that we're living life. We're doing something with life rather than having life do something with us. There's a lot of friends my age. And, I went to one of my friends' 40th birthdays last night. And they're getting stressed out. They have this dream. They want to be time-free. They want to travel the world. They want to be photographers. They want to be videographers. But they're stuck in something that they can't get out of. And they just can't get out of their own headspace to do that. So when people have that dream, some of the times when we're sponsoring them, is to be able to actually take that out of them. It's like when I'm a trainer. People want to lose weight or they want to get better. I have to be able to pull that out of them to do that. That's effective sponsoring, is that realizing what somebody's motivation is and pulling that out of them and saying, listen, you want this or not? Everything in this world requires hard work. You're going to go through, success is a bumpy road. But you get the people that are going to stick around are the ones that are going to have the most emotional connected to the biggest why that they have. They're going to be connected with that because that's what's going to propel them through some of the hard parts. And that's a big thing. Here's another one. Sponsor people that you like and you want to be around. Who wants to be in a grumpy crowd with people that are just like, this is bullshit, I don't like this. But sponsor people that you love to be around, that you love to talk with. I've made some of my best friends through sponsoring, and it's actually been, a dual blessing because I've learned things off of them just as much as they've learned from me. We've grown as a group, as an individual, and that's why I believe in the mastermind principle. Think and Grow Rich talks all about that. It's one of my favorite books. This book right here, Think and Grow Rich, talks about the mastermind. So we have a mastermind. One of my mastermind is Success Mastermind Online. It's one of my blogs. And, in there we share, the latest things that I do. I love it. It's a great way to do it. Here's another one. You want to sponsor upwardly mobile people, not projects. Not people that are like, I've got, 10 kids, I've got, $10 in the bank account, my credit cards are all maxed out, what do I do? You don't want that. Honestly, it's just going to suck away your time, and it's going to take away your time from people on your team that have the ability to move forward, but just need some direction and some guidance. Again, it comes down to pre-qualifying. And, that's a big thing, is that, there's oftentimes you're going to run into people that are projects. And people in that capacity really, and honestly, what they need is to take accountability for the situations that they've actually put themselves in. We all get in there. It's knowing and taking accountability that, okay, we made a mistake, and we're going to actually focus on the solution to get ourselves out of there. But oftentimes you're going to get people drawn into this business that are looking for that. They're freebie seekers. They'd rather, spend money on the lottery and think that that's going to be a better chance than to make money. You don't want that. It's going to take away your time. You want to build a business and have a life. Not build a business and be on three-way calls and be on coaching calls all day long. I did that. I didn't want to drive. The thing that broke the camel's back for me was I drove 8 hours one time for a home tasting. So they said there was going to be 20 people there. I drove, bought extra product, all this extra material. It was snowing. I barely had any money. I invested everything in my business. And when I got there was 2 people. One was smoking a cigarette, one was drinking. And I was selling a nutritional product. Guess how many sales I made? 0. I realized that there's got to be better ways. And sometimes you've got to be able to pre-qualify these things and understand that there's people that are going to have problems out there. And your idea is to bring out the best in there. I know, it's crazy what you're willing to do in success, but not everybody's willing to do that. I've been there too. And the thing is, you realize that everybody's got problems. And when I was doing a coaching call to one of my clients, and I said, listen, I've heard, for 5 minutes about your problems, and realize that I've got mine, everybody's got theirs. But if we all got together in a big field and everybody threw their problems in the middle of the field, and you got to pick whatever one you want, you'd probably go in there and take yours back because some of them are so crazy. We don't realize that we're accountable for our own situations in life, and that we also are masters of our own destiny and our own influence. So we can control what we're influenced by, and we can there's no problem that we can't get over. But people in that situation need to be able to take accountability to do that and be an action taker. You can't babysit people. Because if you want to be sponsoring 2 or 3 people a day, you're going to be too busy doing that with every problem case that you take on. You want self-starters, people that are willing to ask questions, and then have a component in place that you can pool people into a membership, and, work with people. I get on live streams. And, chances are one person's having a question, 30 of them are having questions as well, too. And when you get past like 100 and, a few hundred people on your team, you can't possibly do that. It's impossible. You have to be able to organize your time. And you have to, get people to manage their own problems, not throw them back on you. So you don't want project cases. Again, you want people at your attitude level and above. And here's another one. Sponsor people. Sponsor the most successful people that you know. Again, this goes hand in hand with never prejudge, just pre-qualify. Sponsor people that are the most successful people. Why? Because successful people don't make excuses, they get things done. And, when you think about yourself, you get things done. If you're successful and you're doing things what you're supposed to be doing, you're busy, but you always want to be able to make more money. And your thing is, when you're sponsoring or recruiting, whether you're setting up your marketing, is to be able to actually tap into the ideal person. And you're also, and this is the final point of the 14 sponsoring tips, is sponsor people who are looking. There are always people. Sponsor up. That's right. Attitude level and above. And always sponsor for people that are looking. People that are looking for opportunities. And, this is a big thing. Sometimes people try and push upon an opportunity to the same person because they believe that person would be doing that. And that's the thing, is that sometimes the people that are actually doing it, that are, that you might think are a good fit, are actually not interested. It's not the right time for them. And you can't push on them, even though you may think. Again, it goes sort of with that prejudge. Don't prejudge, just pre-qualify. Go for some of the most successful people and find out which successful people are actually looking, right? So I'm going to give you some bonus tips here, okay? Because one of the things I do is that I build, rapport and trust, and I pre-qualify, I use systems and automations. Things that I learned from this book, 4-Hour Work Week by Timothy Ferriss, one of my faves. Readers are leaders. I believe that mindset is your number one skill set, and you should always be doing that because the value you put in you goes into your organization. And there's this concept called perception projection, which means that how we perceive the world, we project it outwards, and that projection actually attracts people in, right? Boom! Just like that. So here's the bonus, is whenever I'm actually doing that mindset driven from brain function, bam, love it. I love it. It's awesome. You know what? That's the key there. Here's what I do, is that I set up a desired avatar, or a persona of my ideal prospect, going through the 14 tips that we just, talked about, and thinking about who would be my ideal target market. What do they like that's similar to what I like? What sort of qualities and characteristics do I want them to have? How do I, what age category, what sort of social, economic, and, what sort of jobs are they in? And I can actually create what I call a customer avatar. And in marketing, we call it a marketing avatar. How much do they make? What kind of education? Do they have kids? Are they married? Male, female? Where do they live? Do they own their own house? What kind of, businesses do they do? And I'm going to develop an avatar, and then I'm going to set up my marketing specifically towards that, speaking directly to that person that I want. And I'm putting every effort. So when I'm creating marketing, the first thing that I do is I write all my copy. Demographics also rule my brain function mindset. That's right. And you gotta I think this is the most underutilized tool that we have in our arsenal, is that if we learn how to use this on a daily basis by controlling our influences, by listening to the right sources, we can actually better ourselves, because it works on the 5 core fundamentals of life: your faith, your family, your friends, your fitness, and your finances. Faith, family, friends, fitness, finances. Boom. Just like that. And when you get that mindset right, it's going to help you build better downlines. It's going to help you to do that. But then when you're tactically going after this, write a specific avatar. What are these people like? Then I'm going to write a whole marketing persona with this. And I'm actually going to, build lists, indoctrinating people into list segmentation, people that are engaged with it, so they can go in there. Faith, family, fitness, finances. That's right. The 5 F's. I actually did a Periscope about it, talking about that, because when you get your faith right, your family's right. And when your family's right, you can get your friends right. When your friends are right, and your family and everything's good in your life that way, you can get your fitness. And when you feel better, it all sort of helps go in there. And when you feel good, you can actually take responsibility for your finances. Because this is also going to project outwards, and it's going to attract the people that you want inside your business. So you have to be a practitioner, just like people have to be willing to listen to maybe a Periscope to pick up the tips that we talked about today. Sometimes people are like, "Oh, just give me the short form." Well, the short form is go to my blog, watch this, right? And that's what happens. But people are striving for information. They want shortcuts, and sometimes it's just learning to read, listen, and participate. Read, listen, participate. Participate can count like this. I figure, if you do 20 minutes of each every day, watch 20 minutes of a scope. Get some really good solid information. Read for 20 minutes. Listen for 20 minutes. It's going to help you. It's going to help you in your thing. People are saturated. Dopamine depleted. Need sound bites. That's right. They do. I read a stat on Facebook and whatnot. It was saying that the average goldfish has an attention span of, I think, 7 seconds. The average person nowadays, because of social media and so much interaction, has the average attention span of 3 or 4 seconds. So you've got to break state really easy. But that's what I do, is I create a persona. I set up a marketing funnel, lead capture page, bridge page. I set up videos. I set up a custom follow-up sequence that sort of warms them up to what's going on. And then I indoctrinate them with people that are actually going into that. Half the goldfish. I love that. I know, right? And then you use this, just like that Bering Sea Gold example that I said about, is that I indoctrinate them by filtering down. Like yesterday, 800 plus leads. Filtering it down so that I had 10 people actually, direct message me and wanted to get on the phone. And out of those 10, I filtered it down to 5 that I thought were pre-qualified. And out of those 5, I got 2 that signed up. It's easy. when you understand systems and automation and duplication, this is really good. When you realize that you can automate your follow-up and follow through, and when you realize that you can actually pre-qualify or doing that, those are some daily numbers. Yeah, I'm big. Again, I've been doing this for about 7 years. I've got multiple websites. I build digital products. I'm an affiliate marketer. I'm a blogger. And I'm a traffic specialist. My big things are video and retargeting. Video and retargeting. I'm going to show you something, guys, because you stayed all the way to the end. You're going to get these free gifts from me. You're going to go right to my boot camp, and there's HD videos in there, and and there's 4 days. I'm showing you, I'm breaking it down in 4 days, how I go about doing this. And I have a whole mastermind site that you're going to be able to actually get in there. You can message me on Facebook to get that at facebook.com/meetgare. You can also go to my fan page at facebook.com/farmingninja, because I grew up in a farm wanting to be a ninja. But you can get my free online marketing boot camp. It's Success with Gare. Success with Gare. And put your name and email in there. This is a real boot camp. You're going to go in. You're going to be able to get my retargeting, guide. You're going to get my internet marketing guide. You're going to be able to see how I build my lists. You're going to see how I actually set up things. Again, I don't mess around. This is stuff that, I teach people, and those that want to learn it can actually learn it. And that's where you get it, okay? So, Success with Gare, you can actually follow me on Facebook at Meet Gare, and, follow me on Periscope here at Let's Get You Free. And, I really appreciate you guys tuning in to this broadcast this morning, where we did 14 sponsoring tips to ensure productivity and efficiency in your downline. Thank you very much, all the replay viewers, everybody that tuned in. Thank you very much for all of those hearts. Thank you very much, Axon. Thank you very much for participating as well, too. Appreciate you, my friend. And again, go get my free boot camp. You're going to get a free, a couple free books. One of the books that you're going to get emailed is the 5 tips to making it big with your home business. And I talk about automation, duplication, and replication of what you can do with systems inspired by the book, The 4-Hour Workweek. So, I will see you later, my friends. Take care and have a great day. I'll see you in the next scope. Appreciate you. Love.